Once, in a small industrial town, there lived a young man who worked in a large factory. He was sincere, hardworking, and did his job with complete dedication. Every single day he gave his best, arriving early, staying late, helping others, and never complaining. But no matter how much effort he put in, he never received the same appreciation that his colleagues did. Others around him were getting promotions, recognition, and praise, while he remained in the same position year after year. Slowly, frustration began to grow inside him. One evening, unable to hold his emotions anymore, he went to meet his wise old master. "Master," he said with disappointment, "I have worked harder than anyone else in the factory. I've learned every skill, handled every responsibility, and given my best every single day. But still, people with half my experience move ahead while I stay in the same place. Why? Why is my work not being appreciated?" The master looked at him calmly and asked, "Do you think the factory cannot run without you?" The young man, filled with pride and pain, replied, "Yes, master. I am sure of it. If I am not there, many things will stop working." The master thought for a moment, then smiled softly. "Very well," he said. "Then do one thing. Take a day off from work and see what happens. Then come back and tell me." The young man was surprised. He had never taken a day off before. But trusting his master, he did as he was told. The next day, he stayed home for the first time in years. When he returned to work the following morning, his manager rushed to him and said, "Thank God you're back. Yesterday was a disaster. Problems kept coming up and no one could solve them. Normally, you handle everything. But without you, everything was chaos." For the first time, the young man saw the factory recognize his importance. Soon after, his manager promoted him to senior technician to reward his commitment and value. The young man felt proud. He smiled to himself and thought, "So this is the secret to being valued." From that day onward, whenever he felt ignored, he repeated the same trick. He would take a day off, and when he returned, people once again noticed how important he was. This went on for months, until one morning, like everything changed. When he arrived at the factory gate, the guard stopped him. "Sir, you cannot enter," the guard said. "Your job has been terminated." The young man was stunned. "Terminated? What are you talking about?" "The management has replaced you with someone else," the guard replied quietly. Broken and confused, the young man ran back to his master. "Master, what happened?" "I did exactly what you told me." "Why did I lose my job?" The master sighed gently and said, "My son, you only understood half the lesson. I told you to come back to me for the second half, the more important half, but you never did." He continued, "Listen carefully. When a light bulb shines all the time, people often ignore it. But the moment it goes off, everyone realizes its importance. However, if it keeps going off again and again, people eventually replace it with another bulb, one that's more reliable." He looked deeply into the young man's eyes and said, "Similarly, in life, it's important to make others realize your worth by stepping back sometimes. But don't disappear so often that they learn to live without you. Whether it's your office, your family, your friends, or your relationships, people value those who are both reliable and unique. If you are always there, they may take you for granted. But if you keep vanishing, they'll move on and find someone else. The real secret, my son, is balance." The young man lowered his eyes in realization. His master's words cut deep. If we look around, we'll see this lesson everywhere in life. All of us want to be valued, whether at work, in relationships, or within our families. We all crave respect, recognition, and appreciation. But often we are either taken for granted, or our presence becomes invisible. That's because value isn't something we can demand. It's something we must create in the eyes of others. When you are always available, people stop noticing you. Just like the ticking of a clock. It keeps ticking every second, but no one pays attention. Yet the moment it stops, everyone realizes how much they depended on it. Sometimes stepping back a little helps people see your true worth. But be careful. If you step back too often, they will learn to live without you. So maintain balance. Be present enough to be reliable, but rare enough to be valued. Build your uniqueness, sharpen your skills, carry out your duties with sincerity. And if you ever feel unappreciated, remember, don't disappear completely. Just step back enough for people to feel your absence. True value comes when you are both dependable and irreplaceable. When you master that balance, you won't just earn respect. You'll make sure your presence is always remembered with gratitude. So, friends, if you want to be valued in your work, in your relationships, or in life, don't be so available that people take you for granted. And don't be so absent that they learn to live without you. Show your sincerity, show your uniqueness, and always rise within. Life isn't just about being seen. It's about being remembered for what truly matters. Don't chase appreciation, build value. Don't beg for respect, earn it through your consistency. And never forget, those who stay balanced between presence and purpose are the ones the world never forgets. So keep learning, keep growing, and no matter how dark the path gets, keep rising within. If this story touched your heart, make sure to like the video, share it with someone who needs this message today, and subscribe for more stories that awaken the soul. Until next time, stay humble, stay grateful, and keep rising.